Our look back at 2014 begins with one of the usual suspects, a big state agency up in Sacramento. They make the cut almost every year. If you're a Turko Files fan, you've already guessed I'm talking about the DMV, the agency I fondly call the Department of Maniacal Vipers. FC-2 Robert Campbell was on the USS Russell in Hawaii. Right after the Navy moved him to San Diego, he was killed when his motorcycle hit the back of the car his wife Holly was driving, with his young son in the back seat. That car had California plates, but was still in his name and titled in Hawaii. She says all she wanted to do was get rid of the car, but she couldn't do that because even with reams of documents and paperwork, she couldn't get a California title from the DMV.
Did you explain the situation to the DMV about what happened to your husband?
Over and over. And I've been standing at their desk almost in tears, just trying to get something done.
Did they have any compassion for you at all?
None.
But after I opened a file on the case, everything changed in less than a week.
I think it should have been an easy fix from the start, but I'm glad that it's over and done with now.
I'm really glad I could help you out.
I couldn't have done this without you at all.
Remember this dune buggy? When they tried to sell it, they found out the DMV had transferred the title to someone else.
You still have the title.
Absolutely, and still have the buggy.
Rebecca Rawls and her husband David signed off on that original title when they tried to sell the dune buggy to their friend. But guess what he was told when he went to the DMV?
She hands me back the title and informs me that the title is not valid to this particular vehicle.
Did you get any help at all from the DMV?
No, none.
After I rattled their cage, the DMV reversed course again and issued a clean title to the buggy.
It was resolved solely because of your phone calls and your gumption to get it done.
And another state agency gets recognition here. Families in Lakeside were threatened by wildfires on a brushy track behind their homes. It's dry as a tinderbox, a haven for vagrants and bums, and it's owned by Caltrans.
3 years we've had 4 fires, and we've been evacuated for 3 of those fires.
The day after I opened that file, Caltrans had contractors out here clearing the brush, with a fire break on all sides of what they claim is a protected environmental buffer. Now I want to show you a Christmas card I got from Margarita in Oceanside. She knew it would tickle me because of my many stories about the wretched excesses of homeowners associations. And in 2014, I had plenty of chances to tackle one of my favorite subjects. Let's call it fun with HOAs. As we deal with one of the worst droughts in history, state leaders are pushing conservation and drought-tolerant plants. So how do HOAs react? At San Malo, they tried to make a homeowner remove her drought-tolerant plants.
Told me if I did anything else in my yard, they would fine me $100 and $10 a day.
At Santa Fe Trails, they tried to stamp out artificial turf, no matter how good it looks.
I got a notice to attend a hearing with the HOA that said that it was not approved.
And at La Costa Valley, they told a homeowner he'd have to follow the rules on artificial turf, and they have none.
So you're supposed to meet guidelines that haven't been written yet?
Exactly.
But it wasn't just lawns that gave HOAs a hissy fit. Here at Pavona at Aviara, they wanted this gate repainted, even though it matches the approved color of the front door.
We were given no guidelines.
And the front door is painted the approved color?
That is correct.
But here's a switch. After I exposed this dangerous third-floor balcony at Wyndham Place with rotted floors and kids all over the place, I gave the HOA 48 hours to fix it. They caved and had repairs begun the very next day. Well, it's not just HOAs that face serious lapses of common sense on a regular basis. How about that city of San Diego? We covered plenty of foul-ups this year from the city, but the one that really sticks in my craw is the time they decided to take on Old Glory. Scenes like this are a holiday tradition around here, but in University Heights, someone complained and got the Lions Club in hot water over permits.
We got a civil penalty of notice December 3rd, we have a potential fine of $2,500 per offense, per hole, with a maximum of $250,000 fines.
But as word got out and reporters started asking questions, the city backed down.
So now you have permission to put up the American flag on public property.
Correct. Unfortunately, there are a lot of non-patriotic people in the world, and I think that's what we might be facing.
But you'll find none of that here at Alamo Flags at Seaport Village. This year, Alamo's owner revived a long 4th of July tradition that he had to cancel during the recession. He's once again giving away hundreds of flags free of charge to anyone who needs one for our nation's birthday. I'll be back with more of the greatest hits of 2014 in my next report, and we'll finish up with a look at our top story of the year. I'm Michael Turko, only on KUSI News.